What's up, everyone? Jughead's Journey here. Welcome back to our Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series. Today, we're watching episode 84 of Fated Awakening. So without any further ado, tune in, watch alongside with me during my full uncut reaction, and then stay for my deep analysis discussion afterwards. So, Hunter x Hunter, episode 84 in 3, 2, 1, let's watch. Now, Kite did infer at the end of last episode, we're going to be continuing our way to the nest. So, who are we encountering today? Hagya's group? We did see Hagya at the end. I would love it if we just keep mowing down Chimera Ant captains and cronies. One of the soon-to-be-born royal guards. I thought they'd all be born at the same time. About to awaken? Oh my god. Oh, about to be awoken as in right goddamn now. I need these three to die. Two of them creep me the hell out, and then Hagya himself is an arrogant bastard. Nope, it was Gon's hands. His bare hands. I think Hagya puts on a tough act, but he is scared. And if they encounter each other and it's another 3 versus 3 situation, he is gonna retreat and he is gonna run away. That's the kind of energy I'm getting from Hagya. Kite, I assume, is still using his N, and he can detect... Yep, we're being followed. From up. Flying? Like Colt and stuff? Or what? Ooh. Now we're in like military formations. This is like a Valkyrie of, you know, attack helicopters. Because you don't have N. They're closing in on you. Guards up. Be ready. These are just drones, though. Means nothing. But you could be... Oh, yes, yes, yes. You're... Okay, then. Never mind. Don't waste energy inefficiently. Kite's also smart. You're running into a trap. You are running into a bear trap. Stop. Yep. They're being flooded out into the wide open. If you can even get that close. What's Kite gonna roll today? Will he roll? I want to see more than just the gun and the scythe, but the scythe is so fucking sick. Exactly. King of the Jungle, Hagya putting on this tough guy act. I think he's a little baby, and he's gonna run. Especially if Kite whips out that scythe. Especially if Gon Killua kill Flutter or whoever this girl is, I forget her name. Even though she's the psycho one. Oh my god, are we about to see... What the... Who the hell Swedish chef is this? They have them numerically organized. I love how the pig is the personal chef to the queen. Pokkle's in there somewhere. So Rammot is a Nen user, but he has no knowledge about how to actually use this new power he has, or else he'd be able to sense Nen. Even if Pokkle was using, I guess if Pokkle knows how to use In, or if Pokkle's using Zetsu, I guess. Or does he? I don't think he'll be able to find him. Oh, is Pokkle hiding amongst the bones? The antidote I hid in my... He is terrified. Hide, stay quiet, don't reveal yourself, and when you can, make a break for it. Which we know is not going to happen. So the queen actually hasn't eaten a Nen user yet. Hasn't gotten that, you know, 100 equivalent person in one meal yet. He's gonna challenge the queen, right? He wants to be king. He thinks he's powerful enough to be king. Yep, I can become king. This is where I'm talking about, where there are fractures and cracks in the hierarchy. Is he about to change his mind real quick? Is he sensing? Can the Royal Guard... Is the Royal Guard born with Nen? Oh my god. I have shivers. I have goosebumps. That image right there with the skull. Oh my god. This Royal Guard is like a cat. He's sensing the immense flood of new aura that just exploded in the nest. Look at this visual. Holy shit. His idea just changed instantly. Yeah, never mind. Someone's vastly more powerful than me. I can't challenge the queen or the king. A Royal Guard is this strong? What the hell? What is that? Whoa. Surely that's Kite, I guess? Yes, the scythe! Why does it look different today? Or am I seeing it from a weird... Oh, I'm not seeing the whole thing. Aura farming. Aura farming. Yep, you're a baby. You're a baby. You're not going up against them. You're going to run back to the nest. And they're going to chase after you. And you guys are going to approach the nest. Told you. Told you. A fucking baby. Smarter than the group that the 50 ants they just faced before, who were at most captains and then drones. Who were, you know, not intelligent enough or aware enough to not go against the three of them. I like that. I want to listen to that again. I always believed that the world revolved around my claws and fangs. That if I brandished them, I could take the life of any creature. Could always satisfy my own hunger. Now, are these thoughts from his previous life as an actual tiger? That instinct coming in, but no longer the case. He died once, so he is aware of his previous life and his previous death. And he is aware he is not strong enough to lead. And that is what Rammot is about to realize as well. It was short-lived that in the nest, he was the strongest. I would argue even stronger than Colt when he became a Nen user. But now that this royal guard is born, nope. Okay. We're following them to the nest. And that's why Kite told Gon, you know, you won't be able to, you know, what's coming ahead, you won't be able to take. Oh my god. The first royal guard. I'm actually glad we're not getting all three of them at the same time, because I want us to focus on each individual character, because these are going to be three important characters. And I imagine this firstborn one is going to be the most important, because we're going to get the most focus time on this one. So, like, cat, Chimera Ant, but bipedal, human-like, and Rammot is terrified. Oh, she's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Those eyes are freaky. He's terrified. He can see the Nen pouring out of her. Naturally, she was born like that. Yeah, throw that out the fucking window. There's no way. The gap between you and her is a short and foolish dream. She's so creepy. I don't like this. Actually terrifying. They're gonna know where Pokkle is. If they already know how to use Nen straight out of the womb, I have my mouth is just open. He can feel the pressure on him. Total obedience. The most loyal servant now. My purpose is to serve. Yeah. Yes. My power is for the king. I serve the king and the royal guards. What a bad attitude he had previously, given sass to Colt constantly. The sheer bravado and arrogance and overconfidence he had the second he got Nen. So short-lived. And now he's back to being the most perfect servant. More loyal than Colt. Evil aura. Is she about to turn around? By the way, I told you! With the eyes just glowed up. Oh my god. He's dead. He's fucking dead. He's dead. She knows how to use Nen out of the womb immediately. It's natural. What? What? Not only the aura node's open, but knows how to use it? And he's naked. naked and afraid. The fear in his eyes. And talks like a cat. Oh my god. I'd be so nervous talking to this person. New memories are stored in the... What's about to happen? What is she about to do? Meow. Reminds me of Meowth from Pokemon. This episode is very uncomfy. Hatsu is a technique for her. Yeah, we know this. Oh, this is Pokkle's voice! What is she doing to him? How is this royal guard getting information out of him? So he's talking like a zombie, sharing everything. Are they a manipulator? Or... Oh my god, those sounds. Oh, no. Is she giving Pokkle a lobotomy? This is horrifying. Drooling from the mouth, naked, getting lobotomized. Those sounds are awful. Stop. Stop it. This does not stop with the sounds. Learning absolutely everything. Is this Royal Guard a specialist? Because what the hell ability is this? If this is even an ability. Or if this is just pure brain surgery. Or is this a Nen ability? And again, that would be even crazier. Right out of the womb. Or a node's already opened. Knows how to read Nen, use Nen. And can already use a Nen ability. I keep jumping at the sounds. I don't like that. I need to go back. My eyes keep closing. I keep looking away because of the sounds. I'm sorry. Let me go back a little bit. I'm sorry. I hate the sounds. This episode is so grotesque and uncomfortable. This arc is dark. Are we all gonna run divination tests? To know. Divination. Water divination. This is like a refresher from 50 episodes ago. We're getting a learning lesson all over again. Which almost tells me that the abilities that we're about to see this arc are about to go bonkers. So make sure you understand the basics. Because things are about to be crazy. Enhancer. I'm predicting Enhancer. It would fit him perfectly. I've said this like for the past 3 episodes. Enhancer. I would love for Peggy to have Nen. Again, I want to see intelligence-based. Yeah, and that kicked my ass. Opened your pores. But you were born with it. Are we gonna find out what cult is? Cult's in like a whole nother room. He looks like he's having an existential crisis. Okay, now he's happy. Everyone's becoming a Nen user. From what they were, I'm saying they, because a Chimera Ants feel so like gender neutral and like gender fluid that I don't know if this is a male or female. But I'm saying she because I'm just hearing a feminine voice. Dude, exactly. This is what's scaring the shit out of me. And that's a specialist. Born possessing Nen ability. Without having to do a damn thing. Specialist is crazy. What the hell is she gonna be able to... Neferpitou. Neferpitou. How did the queen come up with that name? Neferpitou. Or Neferpitou? Oh god. That's gonna be for the king. Our first Nen user being eaten by the queen to birth the king. Neferpitou was born without any Nen user being eaten. She scares me. Big time. Bro. Bro. How did that episode go by so fast? How is it already over? I feel like that was 10 minutes long. Like, what the hell just happened? So much happened, and nothing happened at the same time. Only one thing really happened in this episode, but that one thing is so huge that it simultaneously feels like a lot and not so much just went down in what was apparently 20-something minutes and felt like 10 tops. The Chimera Ants are not a rising threat anymore. They are a full threat. The first royal guard is born. The table's been flipped. The table's been flipped over. The whole power scales immediately changed around and reframed. The title is literal. A fated awakening. This was fated to happen. We were just waiting for it. It was fated. At what? Some episode it's going to happen. Some episode it's going to happen. Today it happened. Dreams die. People die. Everything's changing. Cult's Nen is stirring now. Rammot's ambitions extinguished. The entire ant population, political consciousness has just been sharpened and realigned. And for Gon Killua and Kite, their path forward is narrowing, funneling towards the nest. Jesus Christ. A race against time before 2 more royal guards are born, and the king closely follows after. Hagya's unit finds and walks amongst the battlefield from last episode, now a Chimera Ant graveyard. They notice Barrow's corpse and remark how he almost looks like he was smashed by a rock, and he was the one with an iron shell, they said. So it puts in perspective Gon and just how strong Gon was physically last episode. We saw Killua's capabilities without Nen a couple episodes ago against Mosquito. It was Gon's turn to show us how strong he was without Nen, and he crushed an iron shell. Gon was able to convert Nen into such compressive pressure, like his arms were 2 hydraulics, to crush what they said was iron tough. Hagya was pretty full of himself, arrogant, beyond confident in himself the first half of this episode, boasting about how the king of the jungle, his blood runs through my veins, chest thumping, chest pounding, and talking like it's some manifesto or some ordained legitimate title. He's talking about how he was born from some tiger DNA passed down to him via phagogenesis, so he believes surely he must be king of the jungle himself. He didn't earn that title, he inherited it, like biological monarchy as fact, and not even inherited, stolen, and just random chance you were birthed from the queen eating a tiger and some humans when it was your time. And as we see, it was a fragile claim that shatters the moment he met a different kind of actual authority and actual legitimacy, Kite, and meeting Nen. Nen is earned through discipline and training and mindset. Hagya is just playing with inherited hardware, the body. Kite is leading with learned software. That's how I kind of try to put it. Hardware versus software. Learned versus inherited. Hagya was talking a big game. Talking the talk. Everybody can do that. But like I said during my reaction, he gives off that stereotypical energy of putting on the tough guy persona, alpha male arrogance, but not someone who actually walks the walk or can back up their arrogance. What have all the Chimera Ants been doing? Attacking and killing poor villagers and regular humans. Your bravado, machismo, ego is inflated by these low-risk victories and, frankly, slaughters over villagers and soldiers who most don't have weapons at all, let alone don't have Nen. You've yet to go up against a special human, as you guys call it, a Nen user, yourself. You've just been a big fish in a small pond. But this episode, the pond grew larger, with much bigger fish. Inherited titles and nepotism, I guess you could call it, they don't get you far. And they just ring hollow in Hunter x Hunter. You must be your own man, your own woman in this world, must create themselves. That's what Gon and Killua did. That is literally how you become a Nen user. The only kind of power this story and this world respects is power from training, power from choice, power from resolve. And it's just like real life. The most creative act you will ever undertake is the act of creating yourself. That's a little philosophical tidbit for you. And also, as I'm looking at him, is this dude even a tiger? Or is he a lion? Because he has a lion's mane, but he's orange and looks like he has stripes. And he said king of the jungle, not king of the savannah, king of the grasslands. Lions don't live in jungles? Or is he a fucking liger? But then what the hell kind of environment are we in where there are lions and tigers in the same goddamn place? But I guess I shouldn't be questioning NGL because we've seen the most random animals together. Kite senses aerial surveillance above them while leading the three of them through the forest. Again, just like the drug factory caves, he sensed the presence of others using his N. That 145, is that right? 145 meter radius. Seriously, is it 45 meters or 145 meters? Something like that. It's seriously coming in clutch. Like literal eyes in the back of your head, watching your own back for you, tracking animals even if he can't see them. Again here, Kite notices them being followed. Gon and Killua don't notice a thing. Kite lets them know the Chimera Ants are coming in from the left and the right, about to pinch us. Gon and Killua don't sense it themselves. Flutter is coordinating dragonfly scouts to harass the trio and pull them toward an ambush where Hagya is waiting. They have this whole like planned, organized military style formation and they have advanced mission tactics. Their intelligence just continues to advance. Kite is the only one to realize, or at least he's the first to realize, hey, we're running into a trap. The animals are the ones setting the trap on the humans. So, how the turntables. This whole scene just shows, to me, a veteran hunter at work. Like that soundbite you hear in edits and memes all the time that goes like, you are now watching a master at work. Kite can effortlessly and elegantly shift between Ten, Ren, Zetsu, deploying his N, flashes a Gyo probably too, just boom, 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 scanning the environment, knows exactly what to do, knows exactly what's coming, and then you compare it to, Gon and Killua, who they ain't contributing. But why is the king of the jungle hiding out in the field of tall grass? That's what the girl says. I don't know her name, so I don't know what to call her. But she said, you ordered Flutter to chase the prey while you hide in the grass to ambush him. That's pretty lame. Aren't you king of the jungle? A king should face his prey rather than hiding. She's pretty much questioning the title he gave himself, even almost questioning the squadron leader title, calling him a fake or a phony king, hinting at how the real Chimera Ant King will behave. But as I hear that, so also, don't tigers and lions in real life actually indeed hide and ambush their prey? So isn't he literally just doing what his species naturally does? Aren't tigers like textbook ambush predators? Tigers and lions, again, if this dude's a liger or something. Tigers and lions are like textbook ambush predators. Like they literally do stalk and cover of tall grass and stuff because their kill rate, kill success drops off a cliff, drops significantly over even like the littlest distance. So I get what this girl is trying to say and what this episode is trying to say. Like, Rammot thought he could be king. Quickly learned no. Hagya thought he's a king. Quickly learned no. Why? Because of where they are on the hierarchy ladder, which rung you're on, which rung of the ladder you're on. There's always a bigger fish. There's always someone stronger. The intelligent character learns to and knows to not confuse courage with good strategy. Prudence. Vocab word for you. Prudence. Careful judgment. That's the highest form of will. And this is also the smart thing to do. Hunter x Hunter rewards pragmatism and common sense and planning. Hagya is doing everything right. And yet, we're being told you can still do everything right and still not be strong enough. And that's the whole point. Because Hagya, again, does the smart thing. He retreats. Like I said, common sense, planning, intelligence, pragmatism is rewarded in Hunter x Hunter. And in Hunter x Hunter, the reward isn't always winning. Sometimes in Hunter x Hunter, the reward is staying alive. You're building up to this new fight. Manga readers and anime watchers anticipating, ooh, yes, another fight. More action. And Togashi takes that away from you because it's pointless. It would be a lopsided fight. We know how Kite performs and how Gon and Killua perform against captains and squadron leaders. It would just be action for the sake of action. Togashi is doing us and his story a favor by, not just giving us slop, not just giving us a lopsided, worthless fight, just to eat our popcorn and, satisfy our need for action and spectacle. He had his characters retreat. Hagya is smart. He understands his limitations, understands his opponent, and that's why he gets to live another day, because he walked away. That's Hunter x Hunter. Have a plan, have intelligence, have understanding, and almost every time, regardless of pure strength or pure power, that character will win a fight in Hunter x Hunter. We've seen that over the course of 83 episodes. almost every time. This case right here is why it's almost every time. Despite having the plan, despite being intelligent, despite understanding yourself and your opponent, despite doing everything right, his opponent is still simply too powerful for him. The next most intelligent idea, the next best plan, the next best understanding is retreating, walking away, resetting, surviving, living to fight another day. That is also Hunter x Hunter. How many characters who died in Hunter x Hunter would be alive if they just walked away? Uvogin is the easiest example. Power is real. Hierarchy is real. But intelligence and knowing when to walk away, that's the highest survival trait. That's also a part of the essence of Hunter x Hunter in a nutshell. And I love that. How rarely in a shonen do you get the author writing for a fight to not happen, for an arrogant, egotistical, bloodthirsty villain to actually walk away because the villain has common sense. The villain has like an epiphany. The villain is realistic. You literally got it multiple times in Hunter x Hunter. I'm asking for, how many times do you see it in other shonen? Whereas you've seen it multiple times in Hunter x Hunter. Chrollo yielded to Kurapika's conditions to protect the troop. Pakunoda did the same. Swallowed their pride, family preserved. Lived to fight another day. Gon and Killua make a break for it and run away from Nobunaga and then when they're first captured, the Phantom Troop refused to fight Razor. Sisgera's team played runaway with Genthru so that Gon and Killua could train and come up with a plan. Live to fight another day. Togashi preserves the power scale, and he also doesn't spoil us and doesn't waste characters. If Hagya tested Kite here and got rolled, then he just turned into like a disposable, expendable mini boss who's now dead for nothing besides just showing off Kite again. Ooh, Kite's so strong, and just giving us slop. But by walking away, Hagya stays alive as an intelligent antagonist we know him to be, who can still matter in the future. He can come back and he can still matter and still be a part of the good story. And Togashi uses Hagya to state the major theme of Hunter x Hunter out loud. You can do everything right and still be outclassed. But the correct move is not fight anyways, fight harder, try harder. It is survive. Like I said earlier, I'm going to repeat it again. Hunter x Hunter rewards intelligence, rewards having a plan, rewards pragmatism over power. Almost every time, that means you're going to win the fight. But the other reward, if it's not going to be winning, the reward is survival. The reward is living. And you can either live by winning the fight or you can live by walking away. And that's up to the choice of the character. It shows the intelligence gap between squadron leaders and even captains, let alone even below that. Just like how this girl next to him was calling him lame for hiding. All those captains and officers last episode who tried to fight Gon, Killua, and Kite, they could have walked away at any point. They saw Baro get crushed. They saw Rhino get his chest cavity ripped open. They saw Kite conjure this ginormous ass scythe. The frog, Toad, literally could sense the immense aura. He literally said, "I've felt this sensation before." Did nothing. They could have retreated, but no. Kite comes out, walking out of the fog with scythe in hand. The giant cloud we saw that caused the fog from his silent waltz scythe attack. Hagya, being a squadron leader, and being one of the smart squadron leaders, can see Kite's aura and not just feel it. The aura he's wielding, and honestly, the aura he's farming. Walking out of the fog like that, aura farmer. And so Hagya retreats. Kite said, back then. He specializes in large beasts. Hagya would have been right up Kite's alley, just like Yunju was. We know how it ended for Yunju. Kite said he was able to understand that he was outclassed, and he calmly backed down at once. Most likely he was a squadron leader. Exactly what I just said about how intelligence, common sense, and prudence like that is what separates squadron leaders from mere captains and officers, like the lot who got separated, like the lot who got massacred and sliced in half last episode, who didn't understand they were outclassed, who didn't back down. That's what separates the dead from the living, the survivors from the killed. Kite almost sounds like he respects Hagya. Probably does, because it means Kite doesn't also have to needlessly kill and take another life. Hagya thinks to himself, I always believed the world revolved around my claws and fangs, that if I brandished them, I could take the life of any other creature, could always satisfy my own hunger, and that I was truly blessed. However, that wasn't the case. Others were stronger, so I never could have ruled. Death taught me that lesson. But I am stronger now. Hagya has died once before already. To be alive now with the genetic memory he possesses means he must have died in a previous life. The lion or tiger he used to be, king of the jungle, king of the savannah, whatever, was outclassed and killed. Same with the human who died too. And now that you're an amalgamation, you're stronger than them, but you're still not strong enough. You can keep growing though. His pre-ant self died believing his claws and fangs were everything when they're not. And that humiliation, reality check death also killed that faith. There's always a bigger fish. Hagya understands this. At the moment, we may not be strong enough to beat them, but now we are armed with the ability to learn. That's a hard line. The cliche line, knowledge is power. Learning is a weapon. It's the best weapon humans have. It is how we became the dominant species on this planet. And Chimera ants are part human. Sometimes too human for their own good, like last episode, which could lead to their demise. Sometimes to their absolute benefit. And this is a powerful line because we know what the Chimera ants have learned today. Hagya will possibly become an end user. They learned how to open up their aura nodes thanks to Rammot and Colt. And now they've learned all the most essential basic facets of Nen thanks to Neferpitou. And this is a perfect place to transition this conversation to the nest, precisely to that new name I just uttered, belonging to that new Chimera ant. But first off, before we get to that scene, some other stuff happened here. So let's, kind of go in order. We see that Pokkle is indeed alive. Damn it. In fact, they lost track of him. I was surprised. I would have thought, the special human worth 100 normal humans would have a strict eye kept on him and be used for food first, get him in the queen's belly. But he managed to hide himself this entire time in this mass grave pit, skulls and bones, literally naked and afraid. Still suffering some of the remaining effects of the poison stinger he took to the back. Any creature poisoned by their nerve toxin would be paralyzed for at least a month. That was a quote said. Which then is like, so is the nerve toxin a straight up Chimera ant trait? That doesn't actually come from phagogenesis with other species, because the quote was our nerve toxin, like the collective Chimera ants. Whether you're mosquito or Zazan or whoever, the method of delivery might change because of phagogenesis, whether it's a scorpion tail stinger or a mosquito mouth stinger or teeth or whatever, like a snake. Regardless of that, the toxin itself is the same. That's a Chimera ant trait. So it's the same nerve toxin? I don't know. But Pokkle had an antidote capsule in his tooth, which at least allowed him to move his body enough to hide till he can make a break for it. And the way this episode pans out, he should have had a cyanide tablet instead. Pokkle himself, he also did everything right, pretty much. Sadly, he has to discover that surviving and living a little longer only increased his suffering in the end. The pig chef can't see Ned, so he couldn't find Pokkle. No idea where he is, and he's busy enough. And he can't see the aura surrounding Rammot either, hence why Peggy said, oh, then it's true, only some can identify this power. This is where Rammot chimes in, meaning it's a talent. Rammot's ideology. He is supreme. I was saying for a handful of episodes now, I would like to see the hierarchical structure of the nest collapse. I would like to see human DNA be their downfall. And I've been saying since the Rammot fight with Gon and Killua that I predict Rammot reveling in this new power of his, especially while he's the only Nen user in the colony. With how his personality has been portrayed, I was saying, I predict he's going to attempt to be king, either like overthrow the queen or perform a coup or a revolution, gathering ants to his side. He will have a boost of overconfidence in himself, and he'll believe he's meant for more than just a captain's role on the hierarchy ladder taking orders. He wants to be the one giving orders. Rammot says, this talent is my destiny, bestowed upon me by the heavens. The power of a chosen few. If I master this power, I can become the king. Rammot thought this was his fated awakening. He said this was his destiny. And I thought it was interesting how he even said, by the heavens. Belief in religion, or a higher power, another unmistakably human trait. And in this context, religion and faith comes off as being a human flaw. Religion not being about truth, but being a tool. It's that faith, it's that religion that he thought that gave him the delusion to think he could be king. Again, religion not being about truth, but being a tool. Rammot inflated his fragile self, insecure self, with sacred words like saying it was bestowed by the heavens. This goes against everything about Hunter x Hunter to me. The story of Hunter x Hunter, this story respects power that is earned and power that is bound by certain rules. Rammot uses belief and faith to escape the need for work or to earn. This is why Hunter x Hunter, to me, treats religious language as weakness. You know, thinking back to previous arcs, previous quotes, previous lines of dialogue from previous characters, take like the Phantom Troop. The Phantom Troop has religious symbolism. Crollo is a Christ figure with 12 disciples, and I anticipate the Phantom Troop dying. Crollo, he spoke of Christ, he spoke of Judas, etc. Judas is the fourth person at the table of the Last Supper painting. Hisoka was number 4. Yet, despite all this religious language, Crollo couldn't see the Judas. Or he allowed the Judas, like how it's said that by some that Jesus actually asked Judas to betray him or wanted him to betray him. But that's still language. I think Crollo and the Phantom Troop will die. And I do think Hisoka lives. Wherever this story takes us. I hope that's what happens. I hope we don't abandon these characters. I think anything connected to religion in this story dies. Rammot's dream is connected to religious language, and his dream dies. He thought he was now the most powerful Chimera Ant. Nothing and no one can stop him if he masters this newfound aura power. He's been carefully chosen by the powers above. And then suddenly, one of the royal guard's eggs hanging from the cave ceiling breaks, and the first of 3 royal guards is born. As soon as their legs touch the ground, they have Nen. Immense Nen. Emanating an overpowering, overwhelming flood of aura throughout the entire hive, the entire nest, that everyone can feel. Her new presence immediately buckling the wills of lesser ants, and her Nen effectively telling everyone in the nest, hey, power has changed hands. The hierarchy has changed. And I'm glad we're not being introduced to 3 royal guards simultaneously. I'm glad that they're being introduced individually, hatching at different times so we can sit with each and focus on each one for a while, and they can develop as new individual characters and not sharing screen time, not sharing one single spotlight on the stage. I do like that a lot. That image of Rammot's shocked expression, the yellow eyes filling in the eye sockets of the ominous skull, that was so great. And the shocked expression quickly turns to absolute defeat and total disappointment on Rammot's face, like abject sadness. I almost felt bad for him. His face looked almost cartoonishly depressed and defeated, like Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes level facial animation expression. A short and foolish dream, he says to himself. It reminds me of the heartbreaking line from the Banshees of Inisherin. Well, there goes that dream.
There goes that dream.
And also there's a quote by Mahmoud Darwish where he said, nothing is harder on the soul than the smell of dreams while they're evaporating. The royal guard approaches from behind him. He's terrified. He slowly and almost reluctantly turns around and slowly and almost reluctantly gets down on his knees for her. Because in his mind, he's thinking like, damn it, it's over. I'm totally outclassed. I can never escape the position I've been born into. You see, he only starts on one knee, and the camera focuses downward on the ground as he slowly adjusts to bending on both knees. And you see him tighten his fists together, either in anger and frustration and disappointment, like he just said to himself, he'll never be able to escape the position he was born into. He'll never rise up the ranks. He'll never reach a higher class. That ambition, those dreams he literally just had, poof, extinguished in an instant, evaporated. Or I also felt like he maybe thought he was about to die, and it was physically over for him too. You know, she was going to kill him, or at the very least be ordered or punished or severely disciplined. I don't know. Maybe he was projecting because he would have behaved that way if he was king, and the most powerful. Him tightening his fists, to me, it was either out of like anger and frustration and pain, or he was like bracing to be killed or punished. But she tells him, you can relax. His eyes widened, his smile cheek to cheek. He was shown mercy, I guess. He'll never be able to escape the position he was born in. His dreams are forever dead and gone, but at least he's alive. Again, what did I say? Your reward, sometimes, Hunter x Hunter rewards you, and sometimes that's just staying alive. Can't win the fight, but you can stay alive. So, his dreams are forever dead, but at least he's alive. Submission is both an emotional collapse and a survival calculation. By submitting, he's letting go, but at the same time he's surviving. He gets up and goes running after her when she says, I want to talk to you. And he thinks, this power is not for me, but for this royal guard and for the king it serves. This power is for serving them. All of a sudden, Rammot has become the most loyal servant. Since he was first introduced, almost eating that child in the forest, when Colt had to reprimand him, he was disobeying orders. He was talking back to his superiors. To now this episode where he was just thinking about becoming king, and now in an instant, in the blink of an eye, he gets in line as a devoted servant, almost slave. By keeping Rammot, she creates and gains a loyal zealot. Rammot keeps the part of the ego he cares about, though. He's still important, he's still special, but instead of kingship, it's service. Rammot remains special in his own eyes, but as a vessel for the king instead of being the king himself. As a vessel instead of as a crown. And that is how regimes around the world do their recruiting. Break the dreams, break the ambitions, break the wills of all would-be rivals, then give them a banner that flatters the same hunger. Everything done in service of your name instead of their own. He dreamed of kingship for a mere few seconds, then felt the royal guard's aura and totally collapsed into instinctive submission, almost like it killed every single human trait, personality part within him, and all that remains is the ant biology. I was just saying how you're all too human for your own good, and then that just got completely nuked, and now okay, ant instinctive, submission, loyalty, and all that remains is the chimera ant biology now. All that individuality, the ego, the self-interest, etc., crushed under the weight, the pressure of that Nen. And ambition thrives in a vacuum. There was no one to challenge him essentially just seconds earlier. Then the royal guard hatches and the pretender remembered his place precisely. Thought that was so cool. So let's talk about Neferpitou more. First of all, that's her name. We now have a name, Neferpitou. How the queen came up with that, I don't know. It almost sounds like Egyptian, Neferpitou. I just think of, Cleopatra, Hatshepsut, Tutankhamun, Akhenaten, Nefertiti, Amenhotep. Let's go back. Wait the hell up. Wait. Okay. There it is. Nefertiti. Neferpitou. Nefer's an Egyptian word, right? I don't know what Pitou is, though, but Pitou doesn't sound Egyptian, but Nefertiti? Neferpitou? That shit's Egyptian. I don't know what the hell that means, and I don't know what the two root words together mean. Neferpitou? I don't know, but I guess I just got my answer. Neferpitou, and then what's going to be the nickname here? Because I can't be doing Neferpitou. I can't be doing 4-syllable names. That gets tiring. Everybody needs like a 2-syllable nickname. So whatever that ends up being, Nefer or Pitou or whatever, I don't know. She was born with her aura node gates already opened. She was born with Nen already freely circulating. She was born already knowing how to use it, like already had the motor controls for it. She flooded the nest with her Nen to announce her presence. That was either like Ren or N, I don't know. I think it could have also been N, because she was able to detect Pokkle instantly. That would require N. I don't know. When Wing opened Gon Killua's aura nodes, it was like a rite of passage. For humans, Nen is taught, and it's also gated, and it's earned. And like I said, it's a rite of passage. Neferpitou and the royal guards are born with it. They only exist to protect the king from apex threats. Apex threats would be Nen users. They're born with it. And Neferpitou is a she, right? It's a woman voice actress, from what I can tell, and she has feminine features. It's she's just uniquely like so much less obvious than female. It's so much less obvious than the female characters we've gotten so far, who are like scantily clad in short shorts and bikinis with their boobs spilling out, including some of the Chimera Ants who are female, even though they can't even reproduce. So I don't know, anything not in line with those every other woman in the show, kind of, I question what their gender is, or if the point is that it's androgynous and fluid and not really important. But but for me, between the voice actress and the character design, I'm just gonna say she and her instead of saying they. I assume it's a she. I also hope she's a female character. This is arguably the most powerful character on screen right now, and for the foreseeable future in this world, unless we see Netero or someone, or when the king comes. And I've been saying on my channel, in general, I want more badass, strong, powerful, imposing, intimidating female characters who aren't just drawn sexy. I want to kill her. And she's fucking crazy. She gives me the heebie-jeebies. She scares me. Her eyes creep me the hell out. She creeps me out just in general, especially what she does to Pokkle. So I do hope she's a female character for that sake, because I want a super strong, intimidating, powerful female character. But I was getting at what she did to Pokkle. She's got curiosity without any breaks. Reads and absorbs a book about the human brain, then performs like a fucking vivisection lobotomy on Pokkle. Still alive throughout the whole thing. Sitting up naked on the ground while she's in his brain, poking around, stimulating the regions to trigger involuntary memory and speech. The sounds, you saw me during my reaction, the sounds were so disturbing to me. I hated every second of that. I have a big thing about certain sounds that just make me wince and just shiver. I hate that. And then seeing his hands twitch too, and him drooling from his mouth, Jesus Christ. Somebody on Twitter, send me the page of these scenes in the manga. I'm certain Togashi made it so much more disturbing and uncomfortable in the manga. I want to see those. Pokkle is forced to verbally explain everything there is to know about Aura and Nen, including the water divination test. They now know everything. And this is where it's confirmed, as I predicted, Rammot is an enhancer. But Neferpitou is a specialist. The leaf wilted. Like, fuck. Great. What in the actual hell abilities is this girl going to have? I'm about to see shit I couldn't even imagine. Shit that's just going to completely defy my understanding of how Nen even works. I thought I had a grasp of it. This is going to mess me all up. And it's definitely going to be something to do with manipulation, because we just saw her practically puppeteering Pokkle. She was having the time of her life performing brain surgery, vivisection, lobotomy on him. So probably going to be something to do with, maybe healing or medicine. She may not even be combat focused. Something to do with the brain. Again, manipulation. Though she's a goddamn specialist. Great. So it could be anything. Conjure anything. Detach it with emission. Transmute it. And then manipulate. This almost feels like the royal guards are being made too powerful. Because what the hell? What are you going to do to make the king stand out? Make him fucking ridiculously broken? Like, Jesus. This whole episode is about recalibration. Everyone and everything, including us, including me, is getting recalibrated as I prepare to move forward into the arc. Chimera Ants recalibrated themselves with Neferpitou's birth. Rammot recalibrated himself. Hagya recalibrated himself. Neferpitou literally calibrated Pokkle's brain for information. We, the viewers this episode, recalibrate our understanding and even more so our expectations of what power is from here on out. And I'm excited, really excited for episode 85 because I've been told that this next episode 85 is what defines the Chimera Ant arc. This is the Chimera Ant arc. So I'm super excited for that. So with that, this is where I'm going to end today's discussion. If you liked today's video, hit that like button and let me know. And subscribe to my channel to stay in the loop here. Keep the conversation going down in the comments below. Check out my Patreon for exclusive reactions, unedited reactions, early access. Having said all that, and with that said, so long, farewell, until next time. Thank you. Have a good one. Peace.